What is going on in my YouTube family? And thank you for tuning in to this episode. So today I'm gonna try to get the rest of the GTR put together. The transmission is together, the transfer case is together, the motor and transmission are mated, and what we have left is just putting this bad boy back in, and hopefully we can actually mate everything back together and not have any real issues. So as of right now, this is how we are sitting. I do have a couple of things like kind of strapped up, ready to kind of go, but for the most part we are ready. As you guys could tell last episode, we got the CV axle put back together and ready to go, and everything should be good. But yeah, it's just a matter of time before I can actually get this bad boy started. Now, just a reminder of why I took this bad boy out. So for me personally, it was easier just to pull everything out of this car, motor and transmission, to get everything done. Now, the reason why I took it all out was I had a leak on the back turbo that I had to fix. That I thought it was the oil feed line. It actually turned out to be the oil return line, which was not that big of a deal. Pulled all that stuff back apart, made sure I siliconed a couple like small pieces and made sure everything sunk really well, and then I gave it a couple days to actually just sit and cure. Next thing I had to do was the transfer case. So you guys actually know, or should know, that the transfer case did smoke a bunch of clutches in it. So I had to replace all the clutches. I went from a 7-pack clutch to an 8-pack clutch. So hopefully the engagement will be a little bit more harsh, but not super crazy like a 10-pack clutch. So I did a whole video about that, like, I don't know, 2 videos ago or something like that. But this was the way that it was before. This one actually is one of the better ones. I think all the rest of them I kind of threw out, but all of my clutch packs itself were it was pretty much all just metal. But yeah, enough of me talking about like what we got going on here. I'm going to set the camera up and we're gonna put this bad boy back into the car. Hopefully that is the goal. But first, what I'm gonna do is, because I totally forgot to do this while I have the transmission out, I'm going to take my my cherry picker over here, lift the transmission up a little bit so I can actually get the so I can actually get this piece back on, and then I could get everything underneath kind of going. So I'll do that right off camera because that's kind of boring, but it's something that I kind of have to do just because I want to make sure I can get this bad boy up into place without it actually being crazy. So as you can tell up in here, I actually painted the last time I had this bad boy out, and the last time I took just the transmission out, I nicked the outside here. Not my best moments, but it is what it is. So let me get everything kind of set up, and let's go. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, folks, so there are 2 things, well, one thing I kind of have to put on before this motor and transmission goes up into the car. It is this bad boy. So if you guys remember, I did grab a brand new set of these. So these are the power steering pumps, or the power steering hoses. These are the numbers that actually go to one side, and then this is the fatter side. This is the number D9717 24U00 is the one side, the fat side, and then you have the skinny side, which is the return line. 49725 24U10 is that number. So one side goes from the power steering pump up around to the reservoir. So this would sit like this. The pump will go down underneath, and then it'll connect to the fat side. And then the skinny side is this hose here, which is, you know, just a spare hose that I just had sitting in my box. So I just didn't want it to, you know, sit and flap around or leak from this fitting down here. So I just put some random hose on there just to kind of, you know, put it. So yeah, this is what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull this bad boy off, and hopefully it's not gonna leak crazy. Come on. Well, it's on there. All right, so I got to do something with that, but that is going to be one of the things I'm going to replace. So I was going to use like the OEM clamps, but the problem is that they put this nasty, see that, like the grooves there, it's the same thing here, and this is the actual like clamp. I didn't want it to groove them up here, so what I'm going to use one of these fuel injector hoses like this. At the bottom and at the top, because it's not going to really use any real, the force will be multiplied over the whole hose, like the grabbing point, instead of just the two spots that it's actually going to be tightened to. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do real quick. I got to figure out what I'm going to do as far as the fat hose, because they don't really make, well, as far as I know anyway, they don't really make a fat one of these. So I might just have to reuse these. I really don't want to. If I can find constant tension clamps, then I might just do that, but I'll have to look. That I can do when I actually have this bad boy up into the car. So yeah, let me pull this bad boy off. Let me put the new hose on, and we can kind of go from there. So let's go. Ladies and gentle folks, so we have the GTR is actually back up into its resting place, and it looks fantastic. I have a little leak here. I know exactly what that's from. That's actually from the axle. So let's smell. Ugh. Yep, that's from the axle. So yeah, it had to take me a couple minutes here just because I had to get these bad boys taken care of. I could not pick up the transmission enough to actually get this bracket here on, so I had to actually like improvise with my jack and a piece of wood just to jack it back up into its resting place. Well, it's there now, so I have nothing to really worry about. But yes, now comes the tedious task of putting everything back together. So I have a couple bolts that need to go into the transmission itself, put everything back together, and then we can put the prop shaft back in, or the front axles. I can clean up this front subframe because I mean I powder coated it and it's really nice, but now it's really dirty, so I want to make sure everything is solid with that. But yeah, it's good. It should be a pretty simple one actually from now to the end of this bad boy. So yeah, let's just let's get to work. All right, so now that I have everything taken care of pretty much down here as far as this front subframe, now it's time to move on to the axles, the sway bar links up front, and then I think the front should be okay. Oh, the front ball joints. So need to do the front ball joints as well. So just keep this in mind whenever you're doing something even remotely close to this, and you're taking out a bunch of bolts. See, I have been working on cars for a long time, so I can look at bolts to know exactly where they go. Not all the time, but for the majority of the time. My mind works in a little bit different than non-car people. So whenever we get into a job like this, and I know you guys in the internet have been doing the same thing, people that are not car people, they have no idea how it is that we do what we do, but we can look at a problem, find a solution, and then actually move forward with it. And this is what I'm doing here. So all of my bolts are pretty much, they're not even, when I say they are like this, these are my bucket, well, not a bucket of bolts, but these are all the bolts that I have here. But most of them are actually like stuff that I actually know. So I don't really need to worry about getting them mixed up. Some of the bolts are a little bit tricky. So like these ones here are a little bit tricky. So like I want to make sure like I keep those separate. But for the most part, all the small bolts and stuff like that that go up at the top here, I kind of know exactly where they go. So it really is not that big of a problem for me. But like I said before, some people, it is. But yeah, we are at a place where we are good or getting to be good. And it's time to actually put these axles in, front and front, both sides. And then we can kind of move on from there. So yeah, let's keep it moving. Okay, ladies and gentle folks, so everything down at the bottom, just about everything down at the bottom is completed. The drive shaft is in. The Tesla system is plumbed up here. So I do have everything marked and ready to go. I do not have the exhaust in yet, mainly because there are a couple things that I want to do back here, honestly. Let me make sure. So I want to really take this rear subframe down. I really want to take it down and either paint it or I want to do something with it as far as I just want to make it look better. The problem is that if I do that, I'm definitely gonna need an alignment. Oh, Jesus, the sun just keeps flaring me out, but or the overcast keeps flaring me out. But I want to do something back here, and I want to make it so that like the back part of the car here is actually looking a little bit better. Yeah, it is. It's got a little bit of rust back here, but it's not too terrible. But I think it might just have to wait, mainly because I do have an STI outside that a guy wants me to work on his car. Should not take me very long, just control arms, the rear control arms on that car and lower control arms in the front. It is a super cambered car, and he wants to go back to mostly like a stock-ish kind of look. So yeah, I want to get that done, but I think I'm just gonna leave this alone for right now until like I actually get a little bit more time. But I do want to take out this whole back end, and I actually want to like make sure that this thing looks a little bit better. At least paint it, because if I can paint it, then it'll look a little bit better. I'd love to powder coat it, but the problem with the powder coat is that I have bushings in here, rubber bushings everywhere. So I can like do the rear sway bar. I can do whatever this anti-roll bar thing is. I can probably do that. I can probably do the rear lower control arms. I can probably powder coat those because I can pop this, I can actually pop this rear ball joint out. So there's a couple things that I can do without actually messing everything up. The rest of it, I'll have to sand it all down and actually just like, probably just paint it. But yeah, this piece here, whatever this piece is around the back end, I'd like to do that as well. So yeah, there's a couple things I definitely want to do. But yeah, if I put the exhaust on, then that means that I can't do the stuff that I need to in the back a lot easier. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna let this car down, and I'm just going to try to get some of the stuff up top completed. But yeah, I'll probably do that stuff either off camera. Yeah, I'm probably gonna do it off camera because it's gonna be very time consuming, and I want to make sure I get this stuff done right. So this is where I'm gonna leave this video off. The engine and transmission is in the car, and yeah, I will follow up whenever I get this bad boy done. Hopefully next video I can do a startup and we can pull it outside and make sure everything is solid. And then we can do our shakedown from there, and then I can try to get this bad boy back to the dyno and back to Sin Garage, back to getting this thing to where it should be. Because as of right now, it is well underpowered, just because of what I was doing with it before. I did go to a dual cam and crank setup, you know, trigger kit. So I lost a lot of power there just because I messed with the settings there, and I think it definitely messed with the tune. Well, I know for a fact it definitely messed with the tune. Marcos told me that something was really wrong, so I'll take the heat on that one, but it is what it is. I'll take it back to those guys and they can fix it, and we can be well on our way, hopefully with just on pump gas, and we can push these turbos in the stock block almost to its limits. I want to try to make like at least 500 horsepower on this. It was making 460, if I'm not mistaken, 460 on pump gas. So if I can make 500 on pump gas, I'll be very happy, but we'll just have to see what happens. But yes, if you like this content, please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Deuces.